Hi everyone. Hi, welcome. I just thought I would make a quick video introduction to your self-seeded business, which is my first ever group program. I'm so excited to teach all of my different methods and strategies for giving your business time to flourish and grow. I'm just so delighted to be taking up space in this container with you all. So the idea is that it's a 4-month container, so we've got time, and it also takes into account that kind of icky Christmas holiday period where we're not sure whether we should be doing things, showing up, not showing up. We've got more time away from work in the typical sense, but online's busy. So we're going to navigate all of that together. So we start in November and we're going to wrap up towards the end of February. And I just thought I would just give you a little bit of context as to why I wanted to teach this program, why I wanted to hold space in this way. I've been a mentor for my entire career and I absolutely adore that work. I've wrapped up on doing one-to-ones for a little while, because I'd done a lot of them and I'd served a lot of people. And actually, because I deliver so much in my one-to-one sessions, what I was finding is people need that ongoing accountability. They need that ongoing motivation. And that's what the program really brings. So I've designed it so that we spend a lot of time together, so that there's a lot of contact time, both over Zoom, but then also in half-day mentoring sessions, personal mentoring sessions as well. And I feel like that is like the best container for you to do the work that you need to do, but also to give space for when life just gets in the way and when things aren't working and when we can't stay motivated. So those whole kind of programs that jump us in and jump us out and we feel like we've done a really good job, but we can't sustain it. This is the opposite to that. This is spacious. We've got time. There's a real structure in the program, and I'm giving you all of the strategy and tools in the way that I work, so the way that my business works. I currently work 3 days a week within school hours. I've been part-time since my first child was born in 2014, and that is really the only way for me to work, to get things done. So we don't have childcare that can help and plug in. We just have the preschool option and the school option with our kids. So it's really myself and my husband making the housework, running our yoga studio business, which I'm sat in now, and also running all of my creative workshops and my space holding for creatives on the internet. So I've really had to design my routine and schedule so that it works for me, and so that life comes first and work comes second, but that I also really love my work as well. So yes, let me share my screen with you. I'll put my glasses on and you can see the overview of the program, the way that it stands. I'm doing lots more work behind the scenes, but I just wanted to share a little bit more about why I've designed it in this way and what you can expect. So this is the website page that tells you all about it. We're just inviting people to join the wait list at the moment, but you'll be sent the full details really soon. So the idea is that it's for you if you're self-employed or you're running a small company. So sometimes that can look like a side hustle. Sometimes you're an artist, a creative, you're running a small company, you've got ambition to run a small company, you're making the juggle work in all the ways that we do, and you're making it all happen for you on your terms. So you need to be quite a creative thinker to do the program. And by that, I mean that you need to be able to not have to work to the rules of, say, a 9 to 5 or a specific structure. Like, you need to be able to kind of be open to some more freedom within your work, and you need to be able to give space to the things that your business needs as a living, breathing entity that is separate from you. So in terms of values, my values are all around slow-lived entrepreneurialism, wholehearted living, generating wealth to distribute. So I'm a real big advocate for distributing wealth. So we can strive towards being wealthy, but it's about redistributing that wealth. And if we are able to hold space for ourselves and our businesses to earn money, where else can we invest that money? Where can those abundant practices flow into? So it is a group program, so you'll need a little bit of energy to take part, and we will meet you where you're at. So if you're feeling really flat one day and you just want to listen in, that's all absolutely absolutely golden, no problem. But it is a group program. So there'll be, maybe about 6 of us up to 11 of us in the program. And then there is going to be one-to-one support and accountability from me. So as the space holder of the program, I want to do that for you. So I've built in some half-day accountability sessions and some personalized mentoring over Zoom as well into the program. So let's just kind of scroll down to the overview. You can read this obviously in your own time, but I just wanted to talk through what we'll be doing and when. So we're going to open sacred space for business development, and we're going to talk about intention setting and goal setting together. So we're going to talk about what the differences are between intention setting and goal setting, and which one feels right for us in this season that we're in right now. So we'll create a blueprint for our own business in November this year that then we can use in November's going forward for next year. So we're going to set some short-term and longer-term goals together, and we're going to work through that, all of that in a way that feels expansive and exciting, but also really manageable and really measured. So we're going to dive into, for the first month, because it's really topical around this time of year, to our presence online, that whole kind of building our presence online and what that means, how much of ourselves we bring to that, plus the content creation that we might want to do. So if we're writing on Substack or if we're writing on social media, we need a plan for all that. So we're going to work through a manageable plan together, and we're going to plan out our content for 4 months. So we're going to do that 4-month plan together in the program. We're going to, in December, we're going to do some gentle work around planting evergreen seeds. And by that, I can mean anything from setting up a waiting list for a specific niche online product to doing the work that within the systems is going to bring people into your business and help people to understand how they can pay you, how they can support you, all of that sort of stuff while we're having a little rest over the Christmas holidays. In January, after our rest, we're going to be really recentering and looking at those long-term goals, working out what is on our quarterly to-do list, but how our daily to-do list works towards that quarterly to-do list, and how we can kind of bring the two things together and hold them in a way that holds ourselves outside of our business and within our business, and the two things feel really, really clear. And then in February, we're going to be looking at collaborations and positioning, really getting deep into our values, honing our why, and forging that path ahead for what 2024 will look like, and this blueprint that we'll have designed for the next 4 months once our container finishes. So we'll have an accountability group and an invitation to stay connected together after the closing ceremony. But my idea really with the program is that you've got the tools and the motivation to get you to the next place that you need to get to in your business. And you've also planted some seeds that are going to come to fruition later in 2024, but also much further into the future as well. So why I wanted to launch this program now is that I've been self-employed since 2008, and I formed this identity around what my business was in 2017. So I'd already been self-employed for over 10 years when I did that. And yeah, legit 9 years, sorry, just less than 10 years when I did that. And in that forming of what I wanted my business to be, there was a real permission slip on throwing away the rule book and stepping out into a space that felt really good to me and felt really aligned with what I wanted to do in the world. Obviously, when the pandemic hit and everybody got more au fait with being online, there were more and more opportunities popping up, but there was also more and more overwhelm in terms of what we were being offered online, how we were being sold to, how we were being held, the promises maybe that we were being made in online programs, and things that just weren't attainable. Those promises weren't able to be kept. People got very, very good at sales pages, very, very good for charging a lot of money for programs, and some of those programs are very valuable, but a lot of it was empty promises. So we got very kind of stung by that model. And what I'm talking about in self-seeded business is making sure that everything is grounded to that kind of sustainable growth. So the growth should be incremental with some kind of sharp peaks and the leveling out. So you should never feel in a hole where you're like, oh, what am I going to do this month about money? Or this hasn't come off. What am I going to do with this? It should always feel really, really manageable. I got 5 funding rejections this year, and I've never had that many in a row. And so what I've had to do do is readjust my focus into running programs like this, into my Substack, getting really real about where the income is coming from and putting my energy into that. And that's possible for us all. I'm not saying that I won't apply for funding again. In fact, I've got 2 out there at the moment, but it's just that subtle adjust so that we don't feel like we're just drowning in our own business that isn't working for us and we don't give up. So yeah, I hope that's really clear and that makes sense. But we need to take care of our business as if it was a living, breathing plant or a living, breathing animal. We'll do some of this kind of more ethereal work together as well. And we need to understand when it's okay to kind of put that business down and stroke it by the fire or put it on a high shelf for a while. We'll do that together. So it's a personalized program. It's shaped by you and where you're at and what you need. It's part accountability group, part hand-holding through all the hard stuff, and it's magical implementation. So I am a huge fan of purposeful work, of soul work, and I really feel that now is the time to be doing our work. You know, it's time. We have all of the tools at our fingertips. We have 100,000,000% more chance of doing anything right here and now. You know, if you compare life to how our grandparents lived and what was possible for them in their work, it's just so expansive and so exciting. So that's your self-seeded business. I'll put more details on this page as we go, but there it all is just there. And I'd be so delighted if you want to ask me questions or if you want to know more about it. Really, one of the big things that I wanted to say in terms of the last 3 years for me is that my daughter Luna has been an absolute whirlwind, a firecracker. She's been absolutely amazing. You know, she's blown us all wide open to the universal possibilities of life. And she's tiring, you know, she's been quite tiring. She's needed a lot. At the same time as birthing Luna, my husband was very, very poorly, very sick, and then kind of developed a long COVID set of symptoms that we're still dealing with. And so it's been on us as a family to readjust how we work as a team, and on me to kind of work out where I need to put the most energy. Obviously, family comes first and work comes second, and working that whole balance out in terms of childcare, in terms of where my brain can go, where my energy is. And I just have learned so much through the process. I haven't had time to be perfectionist about anything. I've had to just do the work, show up, put it out there, see what happens, learn as I've gone. And that's been so valuable to do. And it's also been tiring in a way that I've learned a lot very, very quickly, especially within this last 3-year period. So in terms of planting those seeds in lots of different places that are unique to you and your business, I am the best space holder for that. And I will do that work and honor that work with you. I literally cannot wait to start. So like I said, if you've got any questions, I'm here. I hope that that's explained a little bit more about the program overview, and I really look forward to working with you if you're joining us.